What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of the Just Goonin Podcast. This is Rip and Ruts. I'm joined by my co-host, ImXerex. What's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Ready to get this fourth podcast underway and introduce our first guest.
Yeah, first guest, none other than our JGR Team Fried teammate, Balboa. What's going on, bro?
No, not much, guys. Just happy to be here.
Hell yeah, man. So super sick to have you on as our first guest. So we're gonna, cover a lot of things today as usual. Some action from round 3, some things to look forward to from round 4, and all over the spectrum. Some soupy talk. So let's dive into it.
Already.
Let's see. So how do y'all gentlemen feel about your racing in week 3? From your own personal standpoint. Chase, if you want to take it away.
Um, so my race for round 3, I'd say it went better than round 2. I definitely put in a way more consistent ride, and as you can see, it definitely paid off. Consistency is sometimes what you need, and you don't always need to be the absolute fastest guy out there.
Right. And then Bal, you had a pretty good week, my man.
Yeah. It was pretty all right. First moto we had, I was riding pretty well, but I went down a couple times. I was getting stuck back, and then I got to third, and then a couple mechanicals. Uh,
Yeah.
which I mean, you always like to get a win, but it's like you don't like to get it that way. So the second moto, I just felt like I had to prove that I deserved to win, and I came out and I put a gap down and I just held it. So yeah, I mean I had a good week. Hopefully I can keep it up, man. I got a decent points lead, so I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, you definitely rode great. Showed some good speed. So obviously, you two were both of our winners from week 3. So it's cool we can all be here to talk about it. So my week was good. If I want to take the positive side of things, I feel like I rode really well. I had good speed. I was putting consistent laps in. Obviously, a little gaming mechanical, as we would call it. Hate to be on that end of it, but happy for Bal to get the win, and I know that I'll be back up there, so I'm not sweating it too much. Hopefully, I can just get a good go at it tonight with no connectivity issues.
Yeah, man, you were killing it last week. You for sure probably had that first moto. So it's just a shame you couldn't got the points for it at least.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but it's a long season and it's
Yes,
bound to
sir.
happen to anybody, and really anything could happen. So, yeah, solid week of racing for everybody. I mean, you can kind of saw everyone fall into their place and their respective classes. So, hell yeah, man, it was good shit. So, Soupy this week. What'd you guys think of round 3 of Soupy?
Man,
Go ahead, Val.
I don't. I can't remember the last time I had the sinking heart, like disappointment feeling from watching Supercross than the 450s this week, dude. Watching Anderson's bike start smoking, dude. After him winning last week and him coming
Yeah,
in, dude, he was on a mission. Fastest qualifier. It was meant to happen, and then like, dude, the fact that he still came away with ninth amazes me. Because it's just a crazy blow, man. So as far as 450s, that's how I feel about that. I think he's going to be one to watch. Tomac, obviously, with the red plate now. I don't know what happened to Barsha, but it seemed like he just did not have.
Him and Bogle got
Uh,
together.
yeah,
yeah,
I saw that, but still, for him to place as bad as he did was still a little surprising. The track seemed a lot easier than the last couple tracks. Uh, just by lap times, just how I don't know the amount of accidents I was seeing. Um, they toned
right.
down the whoops, obviously. And then the 250 class, Christian Craig, I think just that just proves that he's just a step above everyone in that class. He just from what happened to him right off the bat, then to come in and get all the way back to third, and
Yeah, that was
so
mental. It was certainly a crazy week. Christian Craig coming from the back, like you said, was impressive. Happy to see Mosiman get his first win.
absolutely.
Um, I was joking with you guys in the Team Fry group chat. He's just that kind of guy. Like, how many Heineken 0.0s was that guy cranking after that first win? Like, you know what I'm saying? That guy
Yeah.
was definitely partying hard, but
For
he's an
sure.
interesting guy, Michael Mosiman. So I'm still trying to figure him out, but it's apparent he's a contender in that class. And then 450s, like you said, I was really bummed for Jason. There
Never
was
want to
no
see
way
that.
he wasn't at least going to make it interesting at the front. So that was a bummer. A lot of like weird takeouts and stuff. I don't know if y'all saw A-Ray just clean. Who did he clean out? I think it was Max Anstey or something in the LCQ. I saw a video of the
Oh,
idol
I saw
posted.
one of him just somebody parking it like right in front of him and just waiting to go by a second. I don't know if it was the 250 LCQ or the 450, but there was one of just the most like I'm gonna put this bitch in park block pass
Yeah.
I've ever seen.
Yeah, so it's getting dicey. I think guys feel the pressure now too because there's so many fast guys in every class that people are kind of getting caught off guard. I think with where they're finishing up in the night show. So, Chase, what was your takeaways from Supercross?
I mean, I didn't see Sexton winning this week. I seen it coming very soon, but I figured Jason would just get another win because all that momentum carrying in from the last round.
Yeah,
Obviously, you see unfortunate mechanical failure. Uh,
there's
as
a
uh,
theme.
as most of the people in the racing community and dirt bike community would say, that's a typical Kawasaki move.
Yeah, yeah.
But all jokes aside, very unfortunate for JA. But props to Sexton, Tomac, and who rounded out the podium and ending up getting that after Jason.
Uh, why
Ferrandis.
not? Oh
Brandis.
yeah, that was real weird. But yeah, he kind of rode like I feel like he took advantage of a lot of people's mistakes.
He definitely
Because I don't
did.
think he wasn't up front early. I'm pretty sure he worked his way from at least like the 10th, 11th range. So
I think
I feel
so.
like him and where was Tomac at the beginning? Was he up
He was
front?
he
He had
was
a pretty good
third
start,
off the
didn't he?
start
Yeah, he had a pretty good start. I feel like
for
Ferrandis,
once.
like you said, was making his way through. And hey, if Tomac gets a start, he's gonna stay up there without a doubt.
I mean, you
That's
seen
yeah,
Jason get by him, but obviously Jason was on another level that
Jason.
night.
Yeah, Jason was on something completely different that night,
yeah.
without
I
a
think
doubt.
I think the there it seems like they're having some sort of issue with the Yamaha, like the 450, as far as the starting, because both
I
of them are
don't know
struggling a little bit. They
how.
talked about
If
that.
you've ever rode a Yamaha dirt bike, you would know them things are insanely torquey.
Yeah, I mean that
They
kind of
did
strikes me odd.
the 2022 bike is both the 450 and 250. They laid off the torque and gave it more mid and high
Right.
range, but they still say, like, from all the videos I've watched and all the articles I've seen, they have said it still has obviously more torque than anything in the class, but they did tone it down a little bit to make up for where it was lacking, which sounds like a good move.
And if you think about it, sometimes a little too much torque can break traction and, you're just spinning.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure those boys will get it figured out. But yeah, if Tomac could get up front, man, I think he'll be freaking really tough to beat. So yeah, it was definitely a really good week of racing.
Right, and then also with Tomac, it's not like this. You can't blame this on the Yamaha. It's not like he's been always getting great starts, and now he just all of a sudden,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah, true.
he's never been a great starter. I just think that
right,
motherfucker's too big, bro. To tell you the truth.
right. Like this last week was like one of the best starts he's had in I don't know how long. So maybe they got it figured out. Who knows?
Hell yeah, man. Oh, and I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor. They're presenting this show to you, Balboa's Creamy Nut Butter.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, love it. So that was kind of a funny bit that came to be. So I'll let you kind of explain what your little nut of the week deal is and what that means for the league.
No, I was just go like rewatching one of the first rounds. The first round that I commentated, and I went back and we were joking in the chat. I was talking, oh, that's the Balboa's creamy nut butter nut of the week, and I was just joking. And it was funny. And then Nunu, one of our writers, he sent me a video that was completely edited and everything with that clip that I was talking about and everything. It just all came together. So I guess we're gonna keep doing that.
Yeah, it's
It all
been
just kind
been
of fell
good.
into place. So it's it's great. Shout out to Nunu, man. It's all thanks to him that all that's possible. So
Hell
uh,
yeah, man.
yeah, just some fun stuff.
It's a cool little segment. I don't think Iowa was too thrilled to be the recipient of that one. I know
I
that he was
know,
tagged in it, and he I don't think he liked it or responded or anything because I was kind of curious how he was gonna feel about
Yeah,
that one. But
I was thinking that too, but I didn't feel like he would care because the week before when it was Sam, he sent me like like a dying laughing emojis of it, like he thought it was
yeah,
hilarious. So I was like, okay, he's on board. But I guess maybe since it was him, he's not as thrilled.
right.
But hey, it's all in good fun. I didn't mean it as
Yeah, no, no,
any
no,
I'm
definitely.
going after my teammates before I'm going after anyone else with this.
Yeah.
But
I'll
it
tell
just
you what,
happened that
old
way.
boy, absolutely. I mean, we've all hit that fucking post before, but I mean, his body did like it looked like something an Olympic gymnast would do.
Yeah,
I'm
it was the
talking,
Rapture, man. He was floating in
yeah,
air for like 30 minutes.
yeah, you're talking like full arm and leg extensions. He might have done like one or
Yeah,
two turns. I think the judges gave it a 10 all the way around.
yeah. Looked like McAdoo style or something, man. I thought
Yeah,
I
that
was
was
like, man,
dope.
he's never gonna come down.
That was dope. Awesome. Well, let's dive into some league race talk here. Be interested to get Bal's take on these things. Kind of a fresh perspective. So, um, week 4, 250 class. Um, hopefully we get an interesting track tonight. That's obviously going down tonight at 9 Eastern. So I won't ask Bal this question because we're in contention, but I'll kind of let Chase talk on this. Favorites after round 3, how are we looking?
So after race directing round three, obviously, I race direct all the 250 events, so I have a good take on the 250 races. Um,
Yep.
it's tough because I'm not taking any speed away from Balboa in that first moto. He was definitely running, obviously, with you and Hustle. It's just the fact that you two had the mechanicals and were showing great speed. I gotta count you guys in my favorites with Balboa as well. So that would probably be my three favorites from the 250 class, along with the potential threats as well.
Yeah, certainly a lot of guys that can shake it up, but I would agree not to be biased or anything like that, but just kind of the fact of the matter. I think we definitely checked out in both motos, so I would definitely have to agree with that one.
For sure, like a guy like Hustle too, coming in. We didn't really know who he was at the start of the season, but now we know him just from the first couple rounds and him showing some great speed the last couple races. So uh, another
Yeah,
guy we could maybe see is uh, I don't know honestly. There's such a competitive deep field back there for any spot going from fourth to eighth.
yeah. I mean, that's when you're looking at a lot of your threats for the class. So like, and I know Bao could probably touch on this because I think we both kind of had in the second moto at least I had to work from the back. I got not intentionally, but someone shoved me off the start. And I was able to kind of work my way through by just being patient. But a lot of those guys, like Nunu, was not easy to get around. Tack was not easy to get around. Guys like Shire that we talked about before were great. So really, it just depends on the starts, like we always talk about. I really think that there can be a lot of guys that they might not get an overall win this year, but will snag a race win here or there, or just be randomly on the podium. So
For sure.
um, anybody that I'm missing,
Um,
250s.
So like in the 250s, really most of the field on any given night, depending on the track, can be completely different,
Yeah,
completely flipped. Tackman, for instance, he got up to third in that second moto last week, and he was just grinding. He was consistent. People were making mistakes. Had the speed. He was going by. He was capitalizing. And then I just don't know what happened, man. It's like I don't know if his nerves got to him,
yeah,
but it's he's a guy that can run top three. Shire's always a guy that can run top three. It seems like he's either up there or he's at the back for some reason.
yeah,
You just Trotzilla, come on, man. He got third place last week.
and
yeah.
Argentino
I
getting
feel like
second
Trot
last
woke up
week.
last week. I don't know what
Yeah,
it was, but I just
yeah.
feel like he.
Arcutino's in the 450s now though.
Yeah,
So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, you are correct. You are correct. I
yeah,
forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah, so
Lanio is remaining in the 250s.
yeah. Lanio was up front a lot of the time, and it seemed like when I watched when I passed him for the lead and when Rippin passed him for second, both times were on different laps when he tried to hit that big uh, right hand jump instead of going around right a few corners before the finish line after the roller section.
Right.
Yeah, he got reset there both times. That's when I passed him. That's when Rippin passed him. It just shows sometimes going for those big lines um, doesn't pay off. He lost 2 spots that way. Now I'm not saying he wouldn't have got caught somewhere else, but it was a mistake that he didn't need to make. So he can
For
definitely run
sure.
top three. Nunu, he just seems like he keeps getting caught up in stuff early on. If he can get through and just be smart, he can do. Any of these guys can run top three
Yeah.
without a doubt. It just
It's a
who's
deep
putting it
field.
down that night.
It's something I'm going to be really interested to see, and I know that they kind of just popped up on social accounts last week or two. Is this new Osmodo Star team? I don't know if that's like a playoff on the actual Star Racing Yamaha, but there's a couple guys on there. Like on the 450 front, it looks like Oach has made the switch from level headed to the Osmodo Star team. And they kind of got, it seems like a group of their friends, almost same deal we got, but there's like a lot of guys on that team, and they seem like they're ready to get after it. They're posting all sort of content, trying to get their name out there.
Right.
So I know they in their Instagram bio it said they had 3 or 4 guys that were designated 250 guys. So I'm not sure if they're signed up, but if they do run the series
Bowie
like they're
did
saying they're
sign up.
going, who did?
Bowie, Bowie.
Yeah, Bowie.
I was just about to bring him up because he didn't race last week because he was asleep or something. Because I think he's Australian, and
Yep, something like that.
so almost that entire team is Australian. I was looking; they were running practice. All their guys are Australian, almost all of them. And Bowie was a guy that was almost had a LCQ spot and got into the main the week before last, and was looking to be a big contender last week before he didn't show up. So there's another guy on a brand new team that seems like they know what they're doing. I don't know. You never know.
Right. So yeah, no, that'll definitely shake it up. So I'm looking forward to see how many entries we get. I know we're sitting at about 12 right now, so we always kind of grab 4 or 5 closer to race time. So yeah, as far as the race recap from round 3, I feel like Agueda rode really well. You didn't see a lot of dirty racing that I could think of. I think that track is a little bit more flowy and open, and it kind of allows people room to make clean passes and honestly just not be colliding with each other. So I feel like Agueda rode well, and that's coming from someone who doesn't necessarily love that track on this game. So I thought it was a good race.
For
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Um, as of race recap, it was just I mean, just a great race all around. There was nothing really too crazy going on with people taking out or wrecks or anything like that. Besides the 2 big mechanicals up front in Moto 1, that was about the only drama we had.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really all I can think of.
Looking back, I did notice. I don't know how we were doing the warnings, but Arcutino did get 3 warnings through 2 motos at least, and he was the one person I did after watching the stream back. He was making some little overly aggressive moves, but other than that, I think we had a couple complaints, but other than that, everything pretty much rode smooth. I think Tack and Trot got into each other a few times, but I think it was just coincidence, just by accident. I
Yeah,
doubt they were,
racing incidents.
yeah,
All right,
racing
Ricky, calm
incidents.
down over there.
So I doubt they were really trying to get at each other. I mean, if they are, that's interesting too. But we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see what happens this week.
Yeah, so really excited for round 4 tonight. I'll say keys for the round tonight for 250. I think it could be a make or break points night for a lot of guys. Because like we've talked about, you want to set that tone early in the series. You don't want to be playing catch up. So like even for me, admittedly, this is a tough position to be in. If I remember correctly, I think I'm like 19 points down to Bow. because of the mechanical. Definitely put a wrench in things for me, but guys need to start plugging away a couple good results here and put their name in kind of that conversation to be a top 3, top 5 guy. So for me tonight, stay out of trouble. Be patient, make clean passes, and just salvage points. I think that's really what it's going to come down to, not getting too overzealous.
Yeah, you're a whole moto behind Bow, which it's manageable with a drop, with 2 drops, but you just got to put in some good rides here on out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that as far as the 250s goes, here's the deal. Like I was saying, everybody in this class could run top 3. So here's the problem. Not everyone can do it every single week. It's gonna be who can run top 5, top 4, top 3 consistently every week, not
Hmm.
having a not having a 11th, or a 12th or a 9th or a 10th. You got to have those consistency, and then also, um, it's underrated. I think the track. It
Yep.
depends on the track every week. There's some weeks like Agueda where I was very confident because it's one of my favorite tracks. There's some weeks where we go into a track that I know somebody here is faster than me at for sure, and I'm like, well, how do I get through this? I got to try to find a way to find some speed, leading up to just right before the race in order to get by. So that's going to come into play too. It's very underrated. The track can completely switch things around. I think it's going to come down to who can ride all the tracks most consistent.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. So really, there's a lot of factors into it, but yeah, just kind of from what we're all saying here, just consistency and salvaging a good performance every night seems to be the takeaway from everyone. So, anything in the 250 class that you guys want to add or feel like we missed?
I think we covered just about everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good 250 analysis, I feel. So we'll dive into the 450 class.
Ooh,
Um,
the good stuff.
Xerex, I will let you head that conversation up, and me and Bao will kind of fire some answers at you. Because again, champ can't talk about champ.
Yeah, for sure. So the 450 round 3 was definitely interesting. Not going by saying like how I did or how anyone did. It was just crazy racing all around. It was a big mix up between everyone. People were going down left and right, getting caught up in the back, and it was just a change up between the both motos.
Yeah.
So how are your favorites looking after round 3 finishes and all that sorts?
Um, I thought that the racing was really good. I'm happy to see you get a win. Obviously, who got second and third? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Samuel got second and Och got third.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're starting to see. Obviously, we talk about it every week, but um, the
Starting
top
to see a
5 no
pattern.
power rankings that we posted. That shout out to Nunu for throwing that together as well. It's been really cool piece of content. But I'm pretty sure the top 5 goes Xerex, Samuel, Och, Iowa, and Wisco Motoman, and that kind of just seems to be the theme for the top 5 in the 450 class. So favorites, obviously I'm gonna throw, you know, any name in those top 5 could be a favorite to win the whole thing. And again, it
For
just comes
sure.
down to week performance. Obviously you saw Xerex struggle a little bit at Lamel. I say struggle, got 4th overall. It's not a terrible night, but
Fifth.
and then you were stronger on this last round where other people struggled. So, yeah, man, it's really anyone's game. Bal, how do you feel about it?
450 class as commentating, I gotta tell you, it is a blast to commentate. It is I just have the time of my life doing it. But so okay, so as far as keys to the 450 class, I'm thinking it's completely different than the 250 class. The 250 class, it makes sense why consistency is gonna be your ally, is your friend. 450 class, most of these guys already have proved that they've got consistency. That's not a problem. Look at your
Right.
top 5, like you said, they're gonna pretty much be your top 5 unless something happens. Okay, somebody stops making races. You're looking at Xerex, Sam, Iowa, Och, Wisco Moto, man. All 5. The key to the 450 class is going to be winning races. That's it. You're gonna want to win races. Uh, because look at Samuel. Samuel's gotten second that's someone else I wanted to bring up. I feel like we don't talk about him enough in this class. He has
Right.
gotten second place every single week, every single race so far.
And he's just
Uh,
barely missing it.
and he's just barely missing it. And he's making mistakes and still getting second. Like, if he held it together for a whole race, I don't know, he'd be something to, he's the defending JGR Supercross champion for a reason.
For
He's
sure.
not slow.
Yep.
So yeah, I think winning races is gonna, and that's one thing Sam hasn't done yet. So, and
Yep.
that's why he's not the points leader. So,
And it could be one of those things too, where like, to relate it to real life Supercross, like Chase Sexton, he kept saying, "I'm gonna get that win. I'm gonna get that win. I'm gonna get that win." If
exactly.
Samuel can break one free here, that might open up the confidence a little bit more. He might, realize, all right, I really can consistently hang up here with Chase in Iowa and get race wins just as much as they do. So, as far as like threats go, we kind of know our top 5 guys. But Chase, who do you feel like, could really mix it up and run it up there with you and be a threat to a race win, overall win, or even the title?
Do you want me to go outside of that top 5 or?
Yeah, I would say outside of that top 5, just because I think we all know that any of those 5 can dice it up. But who's like a wild card?
Um, I would have to throw in someone like, you never know. Regenzu, he showed great speed, but he hasn't got a good finish. So that's one thing that you got to account for. Someone like maybe Arcatino, he reminds me of like a Marvin Muscan-esque type rider. He gets a little aggressive when he needs to, maybe sometimes over the board, but it's nothing that people have made a big deal about over other incidents that we've seen. So
Yeah.
uh, I mean, I
Really
don't,
all you can.
yeah, I don't really know as of it, 'cause right now, looking from last week's results, there's a couple of guys that I'm not sure about just because of consistency, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, definitely. And plus, like some of the guys that actually ran 450 last week were a little bit newer.
For sure.
So Seth AB, I've seen obviously his name on Supercross, and I've played with him in a couple public lobbies, but his speed actually impressed me, but he just made a lot of mistakes from what I could tell. But I think he has the speed to at least dice it up and break into that top 5. And then
Yeah.
Crazy Legs Cooksey is another one. I know he just got picked up by Level Headed Racing, which
Oh
is a
yeah.
good team. It's a growing team. So I think that those are 2 guys that really caught my eye, at least for the week. And I think that they could at least make things interesting for you guys, and just a little bit more competition toward the front.
No, most definitely. Going into, I guess, race recap. I mean, or Al, did you want to give a take on your potential threats?
450s. Seth AB. Now that you brought him up, he was extremely fast. He was extremely fast in Supercross. I think they're putting together a league as well. I forget the name, but
Full
shout
Send series.
Full Send series. They asked me to help commentate it. I would have loved to, but I just have to work on that night. And if I do happen to get off early one night, I'd probably like to race with them. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But Seth AB is a threat. Also, he had a super clean kit on last week. He had a ultra blue KTM kit. It was looking pretty sick.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
might need to start throwing like I know we got something I love about our league, honestly, is all the content around it, but maybe we just need to throw a lit kit of the week together. That might be a go-to.
I think we should, man. I think we should. I don't think we should pick ours ever, just to not be biased. Because I mean, obviously ours are the sickest, but we're not gonna pick ours.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
But jumping
Your
into
race
the
recap, though, I'll let you, kind of, how was the race from your perspective for the week?
okay, so from my perspective, not trying to contradict what Bao said just a couple minutes ago, but I really felt like consistency is all it matters in the racing because you could see that last week. Even I had a good race. I won. Everyone that was that finished behind me, like say Samuel, Oach, and Iowa, were all running over a second faster of a lap time than me. So that
Yeah.
just shows you sometimes, I mean, consistency does win it.
No, certainly.
Well, yeah, true, but also they were running faster laps. If they were more consistent, they probably could have beat you with faster lap times.
Yeah, they got to be consistent. That's the
They've got to
problem.
be consistent too. So,
Yeah, I mean it's cool to get both of y'all's takes and neat to have a guest on just for the
mhm.
fact of, you know, one, I
Seeing
feel like
everyone's opinion.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
exactly.
I think we're on the same page too. I don't think we're like completely difference of opinion. It's just yeah,
No,
like if you're more consistent, you're gonna win races in the So
absolutely. No, I mean
I
it's all
think
good
both.
stuff.
Yeah, they're both the same. Yeah, absolutely agree.
Um I'm not gonna lie. I watched the first moto, but then I don't know what I think we were leaving the house for something. So I didn't catch the second moto, but from what I saw, the racing was good. And I just get so excited to watch y'all every week. It's just super fast paced racing. So from my end, no complaints, just exciting stuff. Good commentary from Bal and a deep field of racers. So I'm really excited to see how y'all turn it out on Thursday.
For sure. Now, going into the keys to the 450 class, Bow, what would your take being? I know you already said trying to get as many wins as possible, but anything to add to that?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously to get wins, you've got to be consistent. Like you were saying, you won last week because you were consistent. And look, you got the win and you were the most consistent. So there you go. Those are, I think we were both right. Those are the main two keys to victory. Other guys were fast. They weren't as consistent, you know.
For
They didn't
sure.
get the win, which they need, to get those points. So
And nothing
Samuel,
against them
yeah.
guys, but
Oh, absolutely
but
not.
like no, whose name you just said, Samuel.
Samuel.
He definitely could have won the whole overall. That second moto, I blew a corner. Uh, I think with 2 laps to go, and he was right on me. All I had to do was just make a mistake, and well, fortunate for me, I didn't, but unfortunate for him, I didn't.
Right, so and he makes a lot of mistakes during races too. He's just got the speed to fill in the gap, but imagine if he didn't make mistakes like that or limited them to half as many. You know,
Exactly.
he'd be up front. He'd be up front most of the time probably. So it just shows that, consistency is a key to getting wins and that's a key to winning championships. So,
Uh,
Amen, dude.
Ryan, your
Uh,
take on the keys to the 450 class?
um, I'm gonna say managing like what's the right word for it? Damage control, if that makes sense.
No,
yes,
perfect sense.
absolutely.
Something that I notice a lot of, I think it's especially a lot of the guys that, we talk about in that like honestly 6 to 12, and really any guy that's trying to run that 450 class. I think that when you're trying to run a faster speed than you're comfortable with, you're obviously pushing the bubble. You're going to make mistakes, but when I watch you guys at the front, especially when it's on the normal like game camera third person, y'all are just so smooth, and I think you guys all know when to. All right, I'm coming in this inside rut a little too hot. I need to check up, slow down, settle in, and get in and out of this turn. I think a lot of guys try to, they know that they're maybe going a little bit too fast or they're a little squirrely, and they just hold it wide and just pray for the best.
Yeah.
See a lot of those little mistakes, and you think that that one little mistake on an inside rut or washing out, isn't huge, but when you start looking at 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds every single time you're doing that, that it adds up, and before you know it, the leaders are checked and you're gone. So it might pay off for you sometimes to just go that second a lap slower than you maybe could, but put it in those consistent laps, manage your mistakes, and just try to keep the bike on 2 wheels. And I really think that's going to be the key.
For sure. Now, I guess we can just really wrap it up.
Yeah. I guess I do want to throw this in there. We get messages on Instagram all week, and we touch on this every pod. But guys, please make sure that you're following the rules for the league. We have all of our information is clearly posted. The biggest thing I keep seeing is the numbers. If you're gonna run a 2-digit number, you
It
got to
has to
clear
be
it
above
through.
51.
Yep, you've got to clear it through one of the admins for our league, or really even if you can just message one of the JGR teammates, and then we all communicate pretty consistently. So just please make sure you're running a number that is correct and been cleared through us. And then again, just clean racing. Don't be too aggressive. Just make it a fair event for everybody. Everybody wants to have a good race. And we just want to keep it clean. So that's really all I got to say. I'll let you kind of tack anything on, plus any new information for week 4.
So week 4, we're basically just starting tonight with the 250 round at 9 o'clock p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Thursday is the 450 is 9 o'clock p.m. U.S. Eastern Time as well. Just make sure you get signed up for those events if you want to race, and follow us on Instagram at JGR_Team Fried and JGR Pro MXGP League. We're on there a lot. We post almost all the information there, or the links are in the bio to get in the Discord or the website where it has all of the information.
Hell yeah. Well, I think that about covers it. Bal, it was great to have you on for as our first guest and for episode 4. So thanks for coming on and providing some insight, and good luck to you tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to add one thing about the Bal's Creamy Nut Butter Nut of the Night for the 450 class. I'm not trying to be mean and be biased and pick on people if anyone's taking it that way. I'm just seeing it the best crash and trying to have some decent commentary over it and posting it just for fun. And if you've got a problem with that and it hurts your feelings or something, just message me and I'll make sure that you are the next one that I pick.
If you have a problem with it, then you're absolutely a soft pussy ass bitch. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't say that.
I'll be no, none of that. I'll just make sure to keep an eye on you, so make sure your crash gets posted next. Like, come on, it's all in good fun. I'm not trying to be mean to nobody. Come on, grow up.
Awesome.
No,
Grow
but totally
up.
agreeable. Like it's just some fun joking around. Don't take it to heart.
Yeah. I feel like we put a lot of good content out, guys. So with that being said, like it up. If there's anything you'd like to see us do, track, anything like that, let us know. I will have the round 3 race recap out before the 250 round tonight. Had some IRL stuff come up this week, which has just been a little busy, but plan to get that out. And like the podcast up, follow, subscribe on YouTube, and that's really it. So I'll kind of wrap it up here. This is Rip and Ruts. Thanks for listening, guys. And I'm signing off.
All right, Bao, you can do your exit now.
All right, I am gone, fellas. Nice. Thanks for having me.
All right,
Yeah,
no
man.
problem. This is ImXerex, and I'm out.